Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about the Bitcoin. So first of all, sorry I was so busy actually. I got actually some issues with my PC. That's why I couldn't actually be online. I mean, live stream. So let's start. As you can see here, Bitcoin in weekly chart is actually right now at um, $100,000, a little bit more actually. Is actually very interesting here because if you see here. Right now in the weekly chart, Bitcoin is about to close, well, above 100K, but actually I am looking for a potential around maybe 104, $104,000. That is the target. Like I need to see Bitcoin closing about there actually today. Honestly, I don't think so. I think that is not going to happen. I think actually Bitcoin is gonna, we will see a pullback very soon. But in weekly chart actually is looking great. As you can see here, we got a buy signal a few weeks ago here, and I was in long position around $76,000, and from here, uh, I closed my position around 90K, around there. And of course, in 4-hour chart, the last position I was in position when Bitcoin was around $94,000, around there. Let me show you here, around here. In this buy signal, I was in long position. Yeah, very nice, actually, very nice, right? And I closed my position around almost 100K, around there. From here, well, everything is extra. And the reason why I close here my position, well, is because, let me show you here. In 4-hour chart, we have, of course, a sell signal here, all right? So sideways sell signal here, but also we have a better divergence in 12-hour chart. Let me show you here. This one actually, I am looking for this setup to play next week, where we have this better divergence in 12-hour chart, looking for around a pullback around the MA55, maybe around 97, $98,000. And also we have one day chart better divergence forming here. So I know now you're super bullish, right? To the moon, right? Yeah, I know. It's normal, right? But I am bullish as well. Yes. I mean, looking for a pullback, right? Of course, I'm in short, but I am not looking for the short, like, I'm not looking for a major crash. Actually, what I'm looking right now is just a sideways here between 100K, $104,000. And from here, uh, I am looking for a pullback where, of course, this pullback is going to be a buy opportunity, right? Where I am looking for continuation, where I am looking for actually continuation, right? Something like this. But I will be super careful here because, as I said before in my previous video, actually there is a very high probability we could see a new ATA. Yes, actually, yes, maybe yes. Actually, it's possible. Why? Because the momentum here in 1 day chart is actually very good. Sorry, in weekly chart is very good. And also, volatility is, well, it's still contracting here. That's my concern, right? This is contracting here, it's not following the move. But historically speaking, every time when we have this signal in the volume, right, in weekly chart, actually it's a very nice opportunity to buy here. The last time when we got this signal in volume was in 2024, as you can see here, and after a few months, actually 1 month, we saw a major bounce here, and also the previous one was here. Let me show you here. Um, here Yep, around 35K, and from there another big bounce here, right? So as you can see here right now, we are gonna have this signal here very soon, maybe this month. But this is not the chart actually. I am watching right now. Actually, I'm watching right now the monthly. The monthly. Why? Because Bitcoin right now is, we are just in May, right? May 10. It depends on the country you're right now. But if you see here, we need to see Bitcoin closing above 100K, $104,000. It would be better, 100 to $104,000. As long as Bitcoin is not holding here, sorry, it's not closing here, and actually it's too soon because we need to wait 1 month. If Bitcoin gets rejected right now, of course the next support is gonna be around 95K, 95K, between 95 and 80K, and 90K, I think, is the second one. But any close below 90K, 93, 92, 94 around there, yes, you will see a major reaction. And of course, 75K will not hold anymore. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because we have the sell signal, right, in the monthly. So I know maybe you are thinking Bitcoin this time is different, right? This time is different. This time everything is gonna bounce, right? Seriously, like if every time I hear this kind of things, I will be a millionaire, right? Every time someone pays me, right? Every time when they see the news, oh my God, it's because the AI or Nvidia or Bitcoin, whatever, right? It's like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, it's normal, right? People without experience like to follow news, and it's fine, right? Because without them, we cannot make money, right? We need them. We need people like that because they buy the news, right? We need money, you know. Without them, we cannot make profits. That's the point. So as you can see here, yes, Bitcoin in weekly chart is bullish. I was looking for this bounce. Yes, actually we were talking about this long time ago, but now the monthly is a key component here right now. We need to see the close about $104,000 this month. Actually, I will be more than happy if we see a close next week. I mean, the next week we see Bitcoin closing about $104,000 because if we see this close, of course, I'm expecting a new ATA. And the new ATA, of course, from there, well, I'm not sure. I think maybe something like 2021 around here, maybe 115, 120K around there. But remember, if we see this bounce here, looking for a new all-time high, we will see a nasty and a very strong, very strong better variance here, same as 2021, and I will be more than happy to short again Bitcoin for a long time. Yep. So as you can see, Bitcoin is bullish, yes, but just be careful here because usually, people get too excited, right? And yeah, to the moon, right? Every time when they see this kind of things. Now, keep in mind here, remember, in 1 day chart, we have a better variance forming right now here. So I am in short right now. Yes, I am in short, right? Risk management is the most important thing, right? Instead of thinking about making money in the markets, please try to change your way of thinking. Please think about how you cannot. I mean, how to minimize your losses, right? That is the key actually about trading, also investing, right? Because people just think to just I'm gonna just buy this for I don't know how many years and whatever. And what happened in the market crash? That's the point, right? They don't have a plan when just a plan B. That's the thing here. I know all of you are here. I mean, because well, in my group, right? Most of us, we are taking this very seriously, right? So that's why my channel is very small because I prefer quality than quantity, right? So let's continue with the short term, right? When the chart, right, we have a better variance forming right now here in the maybe next week, right? Next week, we have a better variance here. Potentially, we could have a sell signal very soon where I will be very careful around this area. You are thinking to buy Bitcoin right now here because from here to the moon, right? To the moon, I know. And actually, I don't think so. I think it's going to be sideways and potentially a pullback, right? And from there, of course, continuation. If you want to buy right now this thing, you have to just wait for pullbacks. That's all. Wait for the pullback, and it's the only thing you have to do. Around the ME55, the ME55 is around 92, 93. Key level, key level. If you see any close below there, of course, you will see new lows actually, but I don't think so. I think that is not going to happen in the following months. I think we will see the next major crash for Bitcoin and all the stock market in July around there, something like that. Now let's talk about the 4 hour chart. If you are thinking to trade, I mean, you're getting ready, right, for trading next week, next Monday. So right now here we have a sell signal here. Just be careful with this signal because Bitcoin is holding very well right now. Remember, usually weekends, Bitcoin is not moving right because we are waiting for the CME, right? And of course, just sideways. In my case, I am in short right now. Yeah, around 100,000. Well, around here, 100, 103, 500, around there. And looking for a potential drop maybe Monday, but also I'm looking for this signal around 12-hour chart and eventually remember 3 screen system where we have 4 hour, 12-hour and 1 day chart. If we are in profit in 4 hour chart, eventually we will see the signal in the 12-hour chart and so on, right? After that, when the chart And of course, but don't get me wrong, this is just a pullback, right? I'm not saying like Bitcoin is going to crash, it's going to zero. Of course not. Actually, yes, I'm still looking for that big crash maybe by the end of the year. But right now, I am just waiting for this pullback. And I will be more than happy to open another long position, right? After I see the pullback right now here, right? Yeah, after I see the pullback, I will continue actually with the next bounce. That is actually my plan of trading, my trading plan, right? So, well, just I want to show with you this. Now, let's continue with something else, right? Because I want to show you the USD dominance. I want to see something. Let me show you here. We have a bullish divergence forming again here, same as Bitcoin right now, but in the opposite side, right? We have here a bullish divergence forming right now. So be careful here, right? You're very bullish, right? Because yeah, Bitcoin to 500K, right? I know. So here, bullish averages, I am looking for a bounce actually. Around this area, actually a little bit, maybe around here, this is the support around here, looking for a bounce and potentially around 5%. So that means potentially next week is going to be red. Of course, I'm expecting something like that. Let me see 12-hour chart. Here we have a bullish averages as well here. And also let me see the weekly chart because remember weekly chart is actually breaking the MA55. Of course, this is very good. Looking for oh wow, if 5% is broken, no 4.50, we could see another test to 4%. But let me see monthly because monthly it was quite healthy fair before. Let me see. Um, let me see. Okay, this is very interesting. This is very interesting here. Following my seasonal trading very like very strict way. Uh, this is about to test a line here, and in the monthly, this guy is not moving. So I can tell you right now, what I'm gonna say is a little bit dangerous because it's the monthly. But if we don't see, we have to see in the USD dominance, we have to see this chart pumping in the following maybe 2 months maximum, maybe before summer. Because if we don't see that and we see the 4% broken, we'll see a new low, and this thing is gonna enter potentially in a bear market. Actually, this one, and well, actually, Bitcoin will hit 1 million, right? But let's see. We have to wait. For now, I don't think I can tell you right now. We have to wait maybe a couple of months, right? A couple of months here. Looking for right now, this is for me is just consolidation, right? It's consolidation here. So where the top is around 6%, the bottom is 4%. And well, looks like Bitcoin is potentially, if this dominance is in sideways, well, we can expect the same thing from Bitcoin around maybe 104, 105,000, even more, potentially 90K range, maybe in the following months, potentially yes. Now let's talk about Solana, for example. I'm going to talk about some other coins, and after that, I will continue with the stock market. Okay. So as you can see here, before we start with, with Solana, let me show you here the Bitcoin dominance. This chart is not new. Remember, I shared with you this technical analysis 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I know, 3 years ago, right? But as you can see, so far actually is working so good, right? As you can see here in 2022, in May, we got a buy signal in the monthly, looking for the first target that was it was the MA55. But I said to you, this is looking like a range. I'm looking for a 70% test in some point, maybe in the following years, right? I said that I said the same thing. I mean, that time, 2022, I told you this, and right now it's happening. Now here, we are 70%, 74%, and 64%, looking for the last leg up here, maybe this year, around 70%, and there potentially after sideways here, remember, we have to see something like this, right? Sideways, right? Sideways here, yeah. And after that, potentially we will see a very nice drop to the ME55. One thing I want to tell you here is you study properly this chart, you will realize something interesting is happening here with Bitcoin dominance. The ME55 here, if we follow the rules, right? If we follow the rules of my system trading, right? The ME55 was acting as resistance, as you can see here. right? As you can see here. Yeah. As you can see here, it was acting as resistance, right? Around something like this, right? So the MI55, sorry, the Bitcoin dominance tested the MI55 around there, got rejected, and after that got rejected, and we got a massive, massive, massive alt season because of this. I have bad news for you, my friend, and this is the problem. As you can see, in 2024 and 2025, where is the MI55? It's not acting as resistance anymore. This is telling me in the following years, right? At least the next 3, 4 years, yeah, this MA55 is gonna be our friend, right? So this is telling me the alt seasons, maybe we will see potentially in next year, they will not be very strong. Why? Because as you can see, it is gonna act as support. Of course, this is just an assumption, right? In the future, right? I'm looking for something like this. So because looks like it's gonna be the Bitcoin season for maybe for a while actually. The problem with this is we don't know the direction. Eventually, I'm looking for actually a bear market. So if this thing is gonna start supporting the Bitcoin dominance, this is telling me if we are in a bear market, Bitcoin of course will crash and the altcoins will crash even more. So that's why be careful here because I know you are waiting for the alt season, right? But um, but just pay attention of this chart because before MA55 was resistance, now it's support. So I think the alt season is not gonna be very strong like before. Okay, so I will just keep tracking this in the following years. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, now Solana. Let me show you here Solana. In my case, I bought Solana in stock in a spot, sorry, in a spot around 120. Um, and as you can see here is actually around 170. And the reason why I bought it here is because I saw the one-day chart one-day chart by signal plus the weekly chart by signal here. I don't trade altcoins. I mean, like with leverage, I use a spot. So technically, around like I am right now 50% up, but honestly, I don't care because yes, altcoins is just you are up maybe 50% today, and tomorrow maybe just they will go to 0. Mhm. So okay, so let me continue. I'm gonna continue with let me see when the chart for this coin. As you can see here, it's actually very obvious. Average variance here. We have average variance here. Be careful here because actually I'm expecting the next week we will see a pullback. Now let's talk about Cardano, for example. Cardano, yeah, Cardano will hit $10, right? Yeah, maybe in 20 years, right? I remember this guy. Crazy. Okay, so let me show you here. Cardano right now we have still we have here the sell signal, right? So one thing is actually very interesting here is actually the volume is actually higher. So there is just sideways here, but actually it's looking good. Like looking like actually Cardano is gonna be using consolidation for a long time. Now let me show you here weekly chart. Weekly chart right now here. Weekly chart is we have the buy signal here. So at least the following months, at least the next 2 months, I am looking for a bounce, looking for around 1.10, 1.05 around there. Okay. So just be careful here because as I said before, when you see $1 again, because potentially we could see $1 again, I don't know, like of course I am not a financial advisor, but for me it's just the area to start taking profits again. Now let's continue with more altcoins. Let me show you XRP. XRP, we have here a potential buy signal in weekly chart. This is very interesting because I was expecting actually a major crash, but as you can see here, XRP is holding the MI55. Plus, we are gonna have here, we are gonna have a buy signal here very soon. Now, well, the time is different. Looking for a potential new ATA, actually, looking for something like this. Yeah, at least based on what I see right now is very 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 is a very there is a very high probability to see an all-time high here for XRP. And yeah, let's see. Actually, Bitcoin is looking better. Actually, I mean, concerning in the long term, but the short term actually is looking very good. So now let's continue with more altcoins. Someone's asked me about this coin, Base USD, because this thing just crashed so bad, I think, since December. And as you can see here, I have no idea about this thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say, my friend, to you. Like we have a buy signal here in weekly chart. This thing, at least I am looking for sideways here. No more crashes, right? Just sideways here, right? You wanna buy this thing. I don't know the reason. You want to buy it. I mean, you at least in my case, I will just wait for a sideways here forming a basement, and after only that, maybe I will consider to buy this thing. Okay. Now, okay, let's continue with the stock market. Okay, because the stock market actually is doing something very interesting. Okay, first of all, let's start with the SP 500. The SP 500 right now here, interesting here, is actually it's about to close about the 55. This is very interesting because if we see this close, I need to see the close about 1,800. 1,800. As long as it's not about there, I think we could see just sideways here the rest of the year. We have a fresh buy signal here. Uh, yeah, the SP 500 has a very good probability to actually break 5,800. If we see that, eventually we will see a new all-time high. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. I'm sorry, my cats, go away, go away. Sorry, my cats. Okay. Now, yeah, why new all-time high? Because, well, the trend is your friend, my friend. The trend is your friend. And, well, this is like a shitcoin, right? You see, massive wick to the upside, as you can see here, massive wick. In the monthly, it's very easy, actually. It's very, very, very easy. You have to see the monthly. I mean, this month, if the SP 500 is closing below, let me show you. Uh, yeah, 5,500 around there this month. You will see another test to maybe new lows, maybe 4,700 around there, around here. That is the area I will start looking for. hmm But as long as above this area, well, there is a probability to see more upside. I need to see holding this. The SP 500 must hold this area. I mean, the ME 55 here must hold. But you know what I'm going to say, right? Following very, very studied my style trading, this is just a bounce to what? To keep falling. Okay? That is actually just, that's why for me, that area is not the area to buy. Now let's continue with more. I'm gonna continue with Nokia, Tesla, and so on. Okay. So first of all, I want to show you Nokia. Nokia is holding the 55, very good. Looking for a continuation. I am bullish here, looking for continuation. Right. Let's talk about Nike. Nike in weekly chart. Oh, okay, this is holding this area. The last hope for Nike around 55, 60. Let me see the monthly here. Oh my God. Oh wow. We still have the bullish divergence forming here, but it's very dangerous. I think we have to wait for a little bit more time. Yeah, I think maybe a couple of months, maybe one month or two. I prefer to. I am defensive here. I want to see a fresh buy signal here monthly, and I will consider to buy again Nike. Now let's continue with Baba. Baba, thank you, Baba. I'm so happy with you. Thank you. Because with you, well, actually, very good profits, huh? Very good profits. I was waiting for a well since I bought Baba in June last year, and now, as you can see here, after 245 days, I closed my position around 140 and 125, and it's holding the ME 55 here, forming a new trend. Potentially, yes, but the next opportunity to buy Baba, well, it's gonna take some time. Let me see the monthly here. Monthly, no, I don't like it. No, no, thank you. Let's talk about Google. Google here in the weekly chart. weekly chart here. Let me show you. It's about to fire a new buy signal here. That is actually is crossing the most probable band, as you can see here, where we have 96% of probabilities to see a buy signal here. So I can tell you right now, Google right now is like this. Yeah, it's like this, looking for maybe $200 around there. Potentially, yes. Nvidia. Let's talk about Nvidia. Now, as you can see here, Nvidia was testing the $92,000 is there is a fresh buy signal here in weekly chart. So what I'm looking for Nvidia right now is just sideways here, sideways between around 135 and also a 100 around there. Why? Because we don't have volume, my friend. We don't have volume. So I think Nvidia is doing very well, but we have to wait a little bit more time. And plus, we have a fresh sell signal here. The next big buy opportunity to buy, actually not just Nvidia, a lot of the like major stocks is when you have this, the price is testing the MI55 and you have a potential buy signal for me. So historically speaking, 2019 was the time to buy Nvidia. The second chance was in December 2022, and the next opportunity to buy Nvidia is coming potentially in the following maybe next year, maybe around there. Right now it's around 60, 75 the dollars around there. Let's see if or let me be more clear. When we see the next buy signal here, right? Potentially 2026 around there. Okay, now let's continue with Meta. Meta here, we have as a signal here. Okay, let me see weekly chart. Weekly chart, yep, this is to the upside, my friend. This is to the upside. I'm not calling for new all-time high, of course not. But this is gonna be to the upside, looking for around 675, 70 around there. Amazon. Let's continue with Amazon. Amazon, we have a fresh buy signal here. Same thing as other stocks, as you can see here, looking for a 220, no more than that, because all of them we have as a signal in the monthly. Unity, I'm tracking this thing since maybe 2020, 2022, 2020. This is yeah, around here. As you can see, I'm looking for consolidation, but it's gonna take some years. Well, not now, not now. Let's talk about Netflix. As expected, Netflix new all-time high. Thank you. Remember when you called me crazy, right? Some of you called me crazy in 2022 when I said, "Hey, this is a lifetime opportunity to buy Netflix," right? I bought Netflix. Of course, I sold that Netflix long time ago. It's fine. My target was the M55 here. And from here, I didn't buy anything because this is just keep pumping, as you can see here. We have multiple fake signals here in the monthly. Volume is raising up. Actually, it's very good. Looking for new all-time high, yes, as you can see here. So the next opportunity for Netflix, I don't know. I don't know when it's coming. I don't know. I have no idea. The last opportunity was here potentially. Yeah, in March maybe potentially. I don't know. I don't like this setup. We have a better variance, but the last clear opportunity to buy Netflix was in 2023, around here at $400. Apple. Let's talk about Apple. Apple is actually tested the area. You see, Apple tested the area I was waiting for around 172. Now we have this bounce here, sideways here, looking for a buy signal here, a potential enter test to maybe 235. Now let's talk about the Nasdaq. Same thing, sideways here, looking for maybe another test to the upside. Yes. AMD. Okay, this is interesting. We have a Bollinger variance here. No, no, it's not a Bollinger variance. Let me see the monthly because monthly is, oh my God. Okay, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I am not financial advisor, right? Remember, but this is a buy opportunity in the monthly. In the monthly, this is a fresh buy opportunity for NVIDIA. Sorry, AMD. So let me show you here. The trend is your friend, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So as you can see here, the last time when we got opportunity is in 2023. Right now, 2025 is happening right now. So let's see. Let's see. Let's talk about Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is gonna crash, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, Tesla is very bad, terrible. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, I know. You see, holding this area, yeah, and as I said before, is If Tesla breaks 225, of course we'll see 145. But the trend, I mean, the MA55 is not broken, just is holding here. And as you can see here, I'm looking for 360. That is the target. And well, I think that's all. That's all. That's all of them. I think that's all. Let me see. Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Ethereum, because yeah, people were asking me about Ethereum. Yep. I was looking for 1,500, the first target, as you can see here. Yes, and now it's testing the MI55 again, right? Here, and I know now from here, bullish to the moon, 10,000, right? 10,000 is the target. Well, following my system of trading is to the downside, right? Bounce to keep falling, right? So be careful here because, of course, now we have a buy signal here, but remember, uh, we have sell signal in the monthly. It's looking much better for Ethereum. It's testing the settle line here. It's gonna take maybe the rest of the year. As long as it's holding the MI55 around 2000, everything should be fine. Okay. But any close below $2,000 and game over. Game over, and you see $2,000 broken again, 1,000 is the target. Okay. So that's why we have to wait. Okay, for Bitcoin, and this is the last part in short term, right? Just short term trading. And as you can see here in 4-hour chart, let me show you here 4-hour chart. I am looking for this sideways, right? We have here sideways, sideways, sideways here, and potentially downside. Yep. And this setup potentially is going to trigger 12-hour sell signal and when that 1 day sell signal. Okay. That's all, guys. That's all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next live stream.